you guys? Welcome back to today's video. Stay tuned if you want to learn how to create this look. Alright, so for today's look we're going to be using the James Charles X Morphe palette. Yes, this sister did get a lot of love. She's kind of dirty. The reason why I chose this palette today is because it has a lot of transitional colors and also a lot of very bright, kind of in-your-face colors that will be perfect for this rainbow look. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so the first things first that I like to do is go ahead and moisturize my face. As I said before in my last video, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. I like to moisturize my face by using a wet rag and then just putting lotion on over it. So that's what I'm about to do. Alright, so that's taken care of. So what I like to do next actually is my eyes. I know that may be backwards for some people, but I like to do it this way in case I do have fallout. That way it's just a little easier to clean up. So I'm going to teach you a little hack. I like to use tape to get like the perfect edge for eyeliner. That way you don't have to guess, and very clean, easy. You'll see why. Alright, so now once the tape is down, I'm actually going to go ahead and use some eyeshadow primer. What I'm going to use is the Tinted Eye Primer, the Peach Glow from Ulta Beauty. Just going to dab that onto my fingers and then spread it across my eyelids. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get started by using the JH42 brush. I'm going to go ahead and spray some Morphe Setting Mist Spray and dip into ring light. We're going to go ahead and place that right under our eyebrows. Next I'm going to go ahead and dip into canvas and also flashback and place that right below ring light. And then for the brush that I'm using, it's just e.l.f. It's the e.l.f. blending brush. Alrighty, so now we pretty much have our base down. What I like to do is actually kind of do the rainbow effect instead of like rainbow and then rainbow. I'm going to do like red, orange, yellow, blue, green, purple across the eyes that way. So this eye will basically be warmer and this eye will be colder. So to start off, I'm going to be brave and actually dip into You're Kidding, which is this bright red color. I'm going to go ahead and just apply it around the edge. With the same brush, I'm going to go ahead and dip into 518 and put it right next to You're Kidding. I'm trying to go for a gradient, smooth, transitional effect. And then with the same brush, I'm also going to go ahead and dip into B. And just put that in the... Alright, so that's basically like the rough draft version. So I'm going to go ahead and dip back into You're Kidding and kind of define that color more. Dipping back into 518. I'm actually going to go ahead and just put some tune below my eyebrow. That way it's not like a harsh white. It's a little bit warmer. So now I'm going to go ahead and mix tune and B together and put that in the corner of my eye just to redefine what I put down before. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use another clean e.l.f. blending brush. I'm going to go ahead and dip into Social Blade and then put it on this eye's inner corner. The next color I'm going to go ahead and dip into is Playground, which is this really pretty blue. Put that right next to Social Blade. Not perfect, but like I said, it's going to be a rough layout. And then for the purple, I'm going to go ahead and dip into Single onto the same blending brush. Alright, so you kind of get the idea, but I'm not fully satisfied with how the colors are turning out. So I'm going to go ahead and spray some setting mist on it, and I'm going to go with the lighter colors and then go to the darker colors. So I'm going to dip back into B and just tap that on that inner corner. Same brush going into the 518. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same for Social Blade. I'm gonna give it a little spritz and then go in that inner corner. I'm gonna do the same for Playground. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back into Social Blade and just pretty much blend it up so it's not so choppy between my eyebrow and then the actual eyelid. I'm gonna do the same for the rest of the side, just so it doesn't look so choppy. And then I'm gonna go back into that purple shade, single, but I'm also gonna try and mix a little bit of Escape into there. Okay, so what I actually want to do next is cut my crease. I'm not going to actually do it the traditional way. What I want to do is spray a brush. I'm just using your Wet n Wild brush. Really get the brush wet so it's kind of like paint. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing onto the other eye. I know it's not your traditional way to do a cut crease. Generally I like to use a concealer, but I do find this way to be a little bit faster. I love it. And I actually kind of made an ombre effect with it, so I'm going to go ahead and just go back into Single and Escape and just blend it over. And I'll go ahead and do the same thing with You're Kidding on the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get started on my face. As my primer, I like to use the Maybelline Baby Skin. I'm not sure if it's actually supposed to be used as a primer, but I do like the way it kind of just erases all of my pores. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use a damp beauty blender and go ahead with my foundation. The foundation I'm using today is the CoverGirl Oil Control. It's a shade of Soft Honey. Now that we're done with the foundation, I'm going to go ahead and use a concealer. The one I'm using today is the Tarte Tape Shape. It's in the shade of Light to Medium. And I'm going to go ahead and use that same beauty blender and go ahead and blend that into my face as well. Okay, so now that our concealer is pretty much laid down, what I'm going to go ahead and do next is use a face powder. This one's from Elf. It's also in the shade of Light to Medium. I'm just going to go ahead and use a powder brush and just dab it all over my face. Alright, so now that we laid down that base powder, what we're going to go ahead and do is lighten up my under eye. It's pretty dark since I have eye bags. So what I like to use actually is a James Charles palette still. We're going to go ahead and mix Canvas and Flashback together and place that under my eyes. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing onto the other eye. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit for a moment, but while that's baking, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. Alright, so to do my eyebrows, I actually like to use the Wet n Wild. It's the Ultimate Brow. I have it in dark brown. Okay, so now that our eyebrows are done, I'm going to go ahead and brush off that excess powder. So now that base powder is done, what I like to go ahead and do next is my contour. I'm going to go ahead and use another Wet n Wild contour palette. It's in Caramel Toffee. And I'm going to use the Wet n Wild brush. And I'm going to go ahead and just contour. Okay, what I like to go ahead and do next after I contour is my blush. I literally hate blush, but I do feel like it kind of brings me back to life because right now I look a little ghostly. For my blush, I'm using Wet n Wild Mellow Wine. Okay, so I'm going to go back and finish my eyes up a little bit more. I'm not really loving how they look right now. They look a little unfinished. So I'm going to go ahead and dip into ring light with my JH42 brush. Put that in my inner corner of my eye, just to kind of make it pop a little bit more. I actually want to put a little bit under my eyebrow as well. I'm going to do my under eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of smoke the bottom out with the same colors that are matching from above. Alright, so now that I'm somewhat more satisfied with my eye look, I want to go ahead and do some highlighter. I'm going to go ahead and spray my brush again. This is also from the gifts that I got for Christmas. And I'm going to dip into ring light and face and put that on top of my cheek area. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and pop on some eyelashes off camera. That way I can actually do them evenly. And I'm going to finish up that eye look and then I'll be right back and we'll go ahead and do the lip. Okay, so now that I have my lashes popped on, I would like to go ahead and add my accessory, which is a super cute hat from Walmart, and also do my hair. That way it doesn't look too crazy. And then I'll go ahead and finish with the lip. You'll see why I'm doing that absolutely very last because it's going to look like it's dripping gold. I told you that was cute. Thanks, little leprechaun belt and everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is actually make my lips look really gold. Actually, I kind of want it to be dripping gold. So, what I'm going to use is face paint. It's a gold color I got from a Walmart kit. It was like $10 for like 16 colors or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to use this gold face paint that was in that kit and paint my lips and then go ahead and go back and kind of make it look drippy. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you liked today's video, please leave a comment down below. Also follow me on social media. You can find me on Instagram at serena.malee and also snap me at serena.malee.